regular life. And the thing that I know is that you are not average and you are not regular. You are not. So, what will you do? I think the lady's name is Natanya, and her brand, I think it's called Bravo Life. And you're not regular. No, we not regular. Far from it. We don't even come from regular people to even be able to say we regular. Especially you, Nick. Your grandfather, Uncle June, man, please. When I say Uncle June was the man, my man, we love him so much. We just was talking about him the other day, Vaughn and I. I mean, he used to come to our house every Sunday. Never missed a Sunday. Not one. So you almost have to be in the eyes of the world, you almost have to be delusional when it comes to the life that you are attempting to live. And Natanya calls it Delulu. She was the first person I ever heard say that. She said, I'm building my Delulu life. And I said, I like that because you really do. People like, you got to be crazy if you think that you could be a millionaire. You got to be crazy if you think that you could take these gifts and go this far. You are delusional. And you know what? They're right. You got to be. You have got to be delusional to think that I'm going to be the generational curse breaker of my family, the risk taker of my family. You gotta be thinking way outside of yourself in the best ways. So I'm not talking about denying reality. I'm talking about refusing to let your current reality become your permanent identity. So, how could you live your most delusional life? What if the impossible is simply the life you haven't grown into yet? Could you think of a delusional, delulu life? A life that denies your current reality for real, and you get to live the life of your dreams? Say, girl, you crazy. How many times, if somebody ever said to you, after you said your dream out loud, girl, you crazy. They say it to me all the time. Girl, you crazy. And I'm not denying my reality, but I am going to refuse to let my current reality become my permanent identity. It can't. So, what if it really is possible to live the life that you haven't grown into yet? So, can I ask you a question? What if every dream you've ever talked yourself out of, every business, every relationship, every book, every trip, every stage, every invention was only impossible because you kept asking permission from the life you're living now? I want you to think about something. What would your life look like if absolutely nobody, no one could tell you no? What would your life look like if nobody could tell you no? If money wasn't an issue, if fear disappeared, if your age didn't matter, if your past didn't matter, If nobody laughed, if failure wasn't possible, what would your life actually look like? Congratulations. You just met your delusional life. Oh my gosh. I love this idea of this delulu life. I love this idea of a delusional life because you have got to be like this much. That's like a little bit because you're talking about doing things in your own life and in your that you haven't seen personally in your own family. You've already done way more than most people in your family already, but we're talking about the sky's the limit. We talking about going someplace that no one in your family has ever been. We're talking about turning your delusion into reality. So reality always sounds reasonable, right? So reality says, be realistic. Reality says, play it safe. Reality says, don't ask for too much. Reality says, stay where you're comfortable. Comfortable, comfortable. Reality says, people don't like us to do that. But every breakthrough in history sounded ridiculous before it happened. The airplane, ridiculous. The internet, ridiculous. Talking on tiny computers in your pocket, ridiculous. Landing on the moon, ridiculous. Everything extraordinary starts with someone else's that's crazy. Let me say that again. Everything extraordinary starts as someone else's. That's crazy. You want to talk to people who ain't even here. You want to disconnect the. We talking to people that's not here on our house phone, but you want to take the phone and disconnect it from the house and be able to talk to people that ain't here again. Oh, you crazy. That's ridiculous. The world calls it delusional. Most inventors, they call them crazy, right? Because they're thinking of these crazy ideas, delusional ideas to create something that never existed. The airplane, you want to take a big hunk of metal, throw it in the sky, and let it go. I don't even know how many miles, hundreds of miles, thousands of miles, and get somewhere that take 14 hours in two. That's crazy. How you gonna do that? It's delusional. It's somebody's delusional life. And because somebody was brave enough to not listen to the people who called them crazy, to the people who called them delusional, because they didn't listen, we now have a phone that was in the house stuck. And then after the house phone was stuck in the house, then somebody created the car phone. Then we had a phone in the car. And now we have a phone that's a computer that does all these things that you get to carry with you in your pocket. You get to take it everywhere. You can take your business with you. You can take your phone calls with you. You take your email with you. You take your website with you. You take everything with you. But somebody had to think of this. This was delusional to think that you could have a whole computer in your pocket. Delusional. Somebody said, "Oh, that's crazy." How could you get to your delulu life? How can you get to your delusional life? Again, we're not talking about denying reality, but refusing to let this reality become your permanent identity. Think about that. Every business, every relationship, every book, every trip, every stage, every invention that was impossible in your mind was only impossible because you were asking permission. So think again about that thing. If money wasn't an obstacle, if fear didn't exist, if your age didn't matter, if your past doesn't matter, if nobody laughed, if failure was possible, what would your life actually look like? We did. We thought we was something when you could take your cordless phone outside on the step. You couldn't tell me nothing. I said, I'm gonna walk to the corner. Let me see if I can walk to the corner. Oh my God, I could walk to the corner. But when I crossed the street, it got a little staticky. But you couldn't tell me nothing. I could take my cordless phone outside. We thought that was crazy. But it was somebody's delusional thought that we could do this bigger and better. So if none of those things existed, if there was no money issue, if there was no fear, if your age, your size, the past, and nobody laughed at you, and failure was impossible, what would your life look like? That life is your delusional life. Every breakthrough sounded delusional. Yep, if nobody could say no, the airplane. I I remember getting on the airplane and it was one of those ones that had the sets of seats. It had seats at the window and then an aisle and then another set of seats and then an aisle. And I'm saying to myself, oh my goodness, this plane is too big. I remember bugging out because it was so big. It was the biggest plane I had ever been on. And I couldn't even figure out why they had this big old plane going where we were going, but it was so huge. I was so nervous that they wasn't going to be able to lift this one. How is this one going to get off the ground? It's way too big. It was a big old plane. But guess what? Got off and it went where it needed to go. Everything extraordinary starts with somebody else saying, that's crazy. You crazy. I can't even tell you how many times I heard it. You want to do what? With who? Girl, you crazy. Must be. But I'm not quitting and I'm not giving up. I'm not giving up until I do it, until it gets done. So yeah, I'm crazy, I'm delusional, I'm all those things, but I'm definitely going to get it done. And then when I get it done, I want you to still remember that you was the one who told me that I was crazy and that I couldn't do it. So when I do it, you just stay over there. Absolutely. Mr. Bosa, I will stop when I get to see it. They say, speak, speak what you seek until you see what you said. Speak what you seek until you see what you said. Keep speaking it until you see it.
Once you get it, they all want to say, "Oh yeah, I knew her before," and they all pretend that they encouraged you.
Speak what you seek until you see what you said. So the thing about what happens next when you say, all right, I see this delusional life and I'm going to live this delusional life, your brain protects the familiar. The brain starts saying, nah, Your brain isn't made to make you extraordinary. Your brain isn't made to make you extraordinary. It's designed to keep you alive, to keep you safe, predictable, comfortable. Comfortable. That is why your first thoughts are usually, I can't. I'm too old. I'm too late. I don't know enough. I don't have enough money. Those thoughts aren't facts, they're safety mechanisms. So, how could you build your delusional life? Close your eyes, close your eyes, close your eyes. I can't see y'all, but close your eyes. Imagine waking up 5 years from now. You don't need an alarm. You love your life. Where are you? What city? What does your home look like? Who wakes up beside you? What does your body feel like? What are you wearing? What kind of work fills your day? How much money sits quietly in your accounts? Who are you helping? Who calls you for advice? Who thanks you? What are people saying about you when you leave the room? What problem did you solve? What legacy are your grandchildren inheriting? Now, open your eyes. That picture wasn't random. It came from somewhere. Maybe it came from the deepest part of you that has been waiting for permission. Every great life starts with delusion. Again, not denying reality, but you got to be Delulu to think that you can have a life different from everything and everybody that you know. People laughed at the first millionaire in their family, the first doctor, the first entrepreneur, the first author, the first speaker, the first inventor. Every family has someone who decided to become the first. Why not you? Maybe you're supposed to be the first millionaire, the first philanthropist, the first international speaker, the first person to heal generations of trauma. Somebody has to be first. Could it be you? It should be you. If the first doesn't exist in your family already, then go ahead and be the second. All right. Take out your phone if you can. Open your notes app. And I want you to write this sentence or write it wherever. In 5 years, people will think I got lucky. And then you're going to finish it by saying, I own blank. I've become blank. I've built blank. I've healed blank. I've traveled. I've given. I've learned. And don't edit it. Don't shrink it. Don't apologize. Write what scares you because fear is usually standing right next to purpose. So in 5 years, people will think I got lucky. I own, I've become, I've built, I've healed, I've traveled, I've given, I've learned. Don't edit what comes up. Don't shrink it. Don't apologize. And write exactly what scares you, the biggest dream that you have, the biggest goal that you have. Write that vision and make it all the way plain. Write out your delusion, the delulu, the stuff that people say, you're crazy. And I've seen myself standing in front of a house that has so much land around it that I look like a speck on it. Do it even if it embarrasses you. That's how you learn. Yes, Danny. Some stuff feels funny because it's outside of what we normally do. And that's okay. 1,000% okay. Because you're doing something that you've never done, and maybe even something that's never been done. What does your Delulu life look like? And who is the person that you get to become while you create it? Because people think, they think that we're crazy. But how crazy will it be when you put a set of car keys in their hands and say, go be great? Or you put a set of house keys in their hand and say, go be great. Or you put $5,000, $10,000, $50,000 in their hand and say, go build your business. Who's delusional now? Imagine that for yourself and for your family, to create something that hasn't been created or done in your bloodline. I hope people call you delusional. I hope people call you crazy. Because if your dreams don't make somebody uncomfortable, they're probably too small. Yes, a deed to land and buildings and houses. Yes. Mr. Boat said, I'm imagining. I hope they do. People are uncomfortable with what you do because you make them feel like they're not doing enough. So because they're not doing as much as you, they call you crazy. They call you delusional because they're living a regular life. And when you come along and say, I'm going to build a conglomerate, I'm going to build a massive property, I'm going to get 100 acres for our family, I'm going to get 1 acre for our family, whatever it is. Excuse me. They think that you crazy. Be thank you. Be delusional enough to believe that your healing matters. Be delusional enough to believe that your voice matters. Be delusional enough to believe your family story can change because of one decision that you make. Be delusional enough to believe that your greatest chapter hasn't happened yet. One day, the same people who question your dream will tell everyone they always knew you could do it. I knew it. I knew she was going to do it. I knew if anybody was going to do it, she was going to do it. I knew, I know, I know. So don't
Be
wait.
the spout for.
Don't wait for permission. Live your most delusional life and then give reality something to catch up to. This life that we're calling delusional today may become the biography someone else reads tomorrow. The life we're calling delusional today may become the biography someone else reads tomorrow. Sound crazy? Sound delusional? Sounds like something that the people say? It is. But give yourself permission to dream bigger. Your dream is the calling. Your dream is calling for a different version of yourself. Your dream needs you to be a different version of yourself. You have to be. You must be a different version of yourself in order for this dream to happen. The dream isn't difficult. The transformation is. Everybody wants a lake house, but very few people want to become the person capable of owning it. Everybody wants to be a bestseller. Few people want to become the disciplined writer. Everybody wants financial freedom, but few people want to become financially wise. Everyone wants influence, but few people want to become trustworthy. The dream is simply inviting a new version of you into existence. Write these 3 questions. Who am I today? Who do I need to become? What habits does she have that I don't have yet? Then ask, how does she think? How does she spend money? How does she love? How does she solve problems? How does she respond to disappointment? How does she spend Tuesday afternoon? Because extraordinary lives aren't built on extraordinary days. They're built on ordinary Tuesdays and Wednesdays and Thursdays and Fridays. Becoming is the prize. I used to think I wanted success. Then I realized success wasn't changing me. The pursuit of success was. The confidence. You don't get confidence when you start. You get confidence when you do it. The confidence comes after you do the thing. You're like, oh, let me do the thing. And as soon as you do the thing, the confidence comes. Are you ready for the confidence to come? The confidence will come after you do something. The discipline, the courage, the boundaries, the forgiveness, the healing, the patience, those become the reward for all that you are doing. Your dream doesn't need the current version of you. It needs the future version of you. That's why your dream feels uncomfortable. It isn't asking for your talent, it's asking for your growth. Imagine this, meeting yourself 10 years from today. She walks in the room, or he. What does she thank you for? Not what does she own, not where does she live. What does she thank you for? Maybe thank you for starting. Maybe thank you for leaving. Thank you for healing. Thank you for asking for help. Thank you for believing. Thank you for writing the book. Thank you for making the call. Thank you for betting on us. I hope you become wonderfully, beautifully, unapologetically delusional. Delusional enough to believe you can heal, delusional enough to believe you can love again, delusional enough to believe your children can inherit something different, delusional enough to believe your gifts belong on a bigger stage, delusional enough to believe your name belongs in rooms you've never entered. Because every extraordinary life begins with somebody believing something before there was evidence. And one day, people will look at your life and say, she got lucky. No, you became someone capable of living the life you once only dared to imagine. So don't just build your delusional life, become the person your delusional life is waiting for. Your dream is not asking, can you do it? Your dream is asking, will you become the person who can? Your delusional life isn't on the other side of more money, more connections, or more luck. It's on the other side of you becoming. So let us become and be delusional together as we build our Delulu lives. If you're ready to build your Delulu life, put a 1 in the chat. Oh, my. I heard that word yesterday and I just had to build something around that. Like really that reality versus delusion and why people say delusion and why people say you crazy and all these things. And guess what? I will be that and I will be that and some more. Thank y'all for coming out. God bless you. Good night. Oh my goodness. Does anybody have anything they want to add? Oh my goodness. Do you Noreen says she has a note on her desk that says be delusional. Noreen said I was told I live a fantasy life. Somebody said I told me that I want to live a fairy tale. Of course I do. Don't you? Don't you want to live a fairy tale? I truly do. My goodness. Well, thank you, everybody. Um, if no one has anything to add, then I'll go ahead and let Dr. Long do our blessing for today.
You
So
know what we're talking about? Be the spout where the money's coming out. We say it every day.
we do, we do. So yeah,
Okay. And all those people claim you once you're the millionaire, billionaire, trillionaire. Oh yes, I knew her. I grew up with her. I always knew.
yep, yep. I was in her third grade class. What?
Yeah, and you still in third grade, and she going on.
Crazy. You know, you hear all those stories when you see, I went to school with Oprah. Oprah was in my class, but she didn't know you and y'all wasn't friends. Like that's how it goes. And we
No, you probably tortured her. Most of those people, we're the ones that got bullied. I was not allowed to go to recess for a whole school year because the prejudice teacher, I was the only black child and she didn't want me playing with the white children. And I was on punishment and sat in the corner on a chair during recess for a whole grade. fourth grade. I was too afraid to tell my mother because I internalized I'd done something wrong. Yeah, I came in there with brown skin on. that was all.
That's it.
You know.
That's it. So well, so yeah, that's what it is. Well, thank you everybody. I really appreciate each and every one of you being here, giving me somebody to talk to. And God is really screaming at us right now. Well, I'm gonna say screaming at me and giving me some different words to say. So I hope that you have enjoyed um, these talks these last couple of days, because it's only been a few days of adjusting how we've been doing things. So I hope that you are enjoying it. Oh, Hill, it's your birthday. What you about to celebrate? Celebrate, 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 celebrate. Shan- Shanette, you got the pom poms? Happy birthday, Hillary.
Oh, John, it's your birthday. Go Hillary.
Praise the Lord, you got another birthday. I
Absolutely.
love when you talk about them 10 years. I said, yeah, see me someplace in my high heels in 10 years. You
Absolutely.
talk about delusional. Let's go.
Let's go. All right. Well, yes, 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 yes. Well, with that being said, Dr. Long, you can go ahead and give us our blessing for today.
Come on, y'all. All you the tribe of Delulus. I'm blessed going in.
I'm
I'm
blessed.
blessed going in.
I'm blessed coming out.
Blessed coming
I'm blessed coming out.
I'm blessed in the city.
blessed in
I'm
this.
blessed in the city.
I'm blessed in the field.
I'm blessed
I'm
in
blessed in the field.
I am always in the right place at the right time.
always.
I'm always in the right place in the right time
With the right people.
with
Right.
the
With
right
the
people
right people,
Doing the right thing
doing the
Right.
right
doing the
thing
right thing
for the right reasons.
for the
for
right
the right reason.
And everything is in divine order.
And
and
every,
And
everything
everything
is
is in divine order.
As Jabez says, bless us indeed.
as
as
Jabez
David
Jabez
says.
says,
Bless
bless
us
us indeed.
indeed.
Expand our territory.
expand
Expand
Expand our territory.
Extend an open hand of favor to us
and
Extend an open hand of favor to us,
that we may do no harm.
that we
that
may
we may do no harm.
And we let go and let God.
let
And we
go.
let
let
go
go
and
and
let
let God
God.
And then go with the flow.
Go with the
And
flow.
go
go
with
with the
the
flow.
And let the blessings and the money roll in.
And
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 let
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 the
the blessing and the money
money
roll in
From the north, south, east, and west.
the north,
from the
north,
north,
south,
south, east,
east,
and
and west,
west,
From above and beneath.
from
from
above
above
and
and
beneath,
beneath,
From known and unknown sources.
from known.
from known and
unknown
unknown sources.
Tell us about our money, Dr. D.
We have supernatural, unlimited money. So is supernatural, unlimited seeds.
And we live and give. Oh, okay.
That's okay.
and we live and give out of God's overabundance, so we never
Never
run
run
out.
out.
Never, never, never run out.
We always have more than enough.
We
We
always
always
have
have
more
more than enough.
More than enough to do anything our heart desires.
more than
More than enough to do anything
anything
our
our
heart
hearts desire.
desire.
More than enough to do anything God puts on our hearts to do for others.
More than enough
Enough
to
to
do
do
anything
anything puts on
for
our heart
others.
to do for others.
We have big money to spend, big money to lend, and bigger money to keep.
Big money to
Money to
spend,
spend, big money to lend, and big money. Yes, Lord.
Because our
Because
bank
is
is
in heaven.
and we're the
We're the
branch bank.
bank
We're the spout where the
where the
money
money
comes
comes
out.
out.
About with
That's right.
Mhm.
Amen.
So when folks step up to the spout with their little bucket, don't be acting crazy. No, I'm giving you nothing. That's the best way to end up not being the spout where the money's coming out, because God will dry you up, yo. So just be gracious. I'm talking to myself because I've been spouting around here and having to pray. I said, well, Lord, I'm going to turn on the tap. You know they need it, so let it come on through me. I told you I found a three $50 bills folded up in my checkbook. I never put money down in my checkbook, but somebody in my family needed it.
So
And I
good.
said, all right.
All right.
Amen.
Amen.
I thank you all for being here. Have an amazing day on purpose. I'll see you tomorrow, same time.
All right, spout.
Same place.
Don't dry up.
Happy birthday.